Good morning and welcome to another Döhle Yacht Coffee Break. Today I'm joined by Mark Broster, who is the MD of ECDIS. My name is Ben Geary, I'm the Fleet Statutory Manager. And today we've got a great opportunity to talk to you and introduce you to the world of ECDIS. So my first really basic question to you, Mark, is what is ECDIS? Okay, well, the concept of ECDIS was to replace a paper chart. And that's all it is. We've taken a paper chart, which we've been using for 100 years, and converted it into a computer. Okay. So the idea is that you've got a system that can automatically plot your position for you, but acts in the same way a paper chart did, is the raw concept of it. So everything you did on paper, you can do on ECDIS. So if on a paper chart you were to draw little bubbles and write comments on it and draw lines on it, you should be able to do that on an ECDIS. So fundamentally, nothing's changed. It's the same stuff, it's just done in a digital manner now. But of course the most important advantage is that it's automatically plotting your position as opposed to the human plotting your position and then predicting where you'll be. Okay. The requirement was four reasons why we really had ECDIS. One was to increase safety in dangerous conditions. So we needed something that could help you stay safe, i.e. something that could look out the window for you, which is why all ECDIS have this thing called the anti-grounding cone, the safety frame, something that looks ahead and will tell you if you maintain your current course for the next 6 minutes you're going to ground. It does it for you. Okay. We needed something that could help you spot where you can and can't go, as opposed to in the old days on paper a human having to do some rudimentary maths and then put a pencil line on and saying we can't cross this line. The system will now do that for you, saying that based on your draft, height of tide, etc., 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 should you go over here, you'll go bang. And it looks different, and you can see it on the chart. It's done the work for you. The second reason is we needed a system that we needed something that would ease the burden of chart corrections and updates. Okay. The idea in the old days that your second mate would spend 20 hours a week poring over a paper chart folio, cutting out bits of paper and sticking it on. Yeah. The system is designed obviously to do that automatically, so it dramatically eases the burden of chart corrections, but also ensures they are plotted on every scale of chart in the correct position. The rub of that, the downside of that, is that ECDIS then breeds laziness. So what you'll find happens is they will automatically put the updates on and then go for a coffee and not actually review what the updates are. Just to clarify how dangerous that could be, imagine in the old days if you were to cut out a new dangerous object, or World War II floating mine or whatever it is that's not good for morale on board, put some glue on it, stick it on the chart, the next thing you do is probably knock on the captain's door and say you might want to check this out. Whereas if you just put the CD in or the USB stick and let it spin, and then fill in a paper log saying I'm up to date, no one's actually checking what it's done. Right, okay. So the problem, as you can see, is that the advantage of it, at easing workload, then becomes also a laziness problem. Third thing ECDIS was really designed to do was to assist in passage planning, berth-to-berth planning. And the first time you create a route on ECDIS, it will probably take you longer than on paper, because you were used to paper, putting a pencil line on. However, after a couple of goes, it is a lot quicker. And of course you can save the route, you can get the computer to automatically scan it for you, but again, as you can imagine, that breeds laziness, where the humans aren't actually checking the route now, they're relying on the scan route. But again, the negative side of this wonderful tool is you're probably kidding yourself if you think people are actually creating routes. Because most people now are aware that you can copy the route onto an email attachment and send it to your friends. So we're now noticing in 2022 people that can't actually create a route because they've never created one. Oh wow. So they've just borrowed them. They just take them. In fact, there's websites you can download them. I was on a ship a couple of years ago, had over 2,000 passage plans, 2,000 routes. And the navigator was very quick to tell me that he had a USB pen in his pocket that had 2,000 routes on. Probably produced by a different class of vessel, probably 10 years ago, different draft. Hasn't been checked, 10 years of chart corrections and updates.
Wow.
So I think we're kidding ourselves a little bit if we think that people are actually producing routes on ECDIS when it's so easy to get hold of the stuff. I think that's the thing about all of the advantages of these transitions is they're designed to make things better and safer, and they are, but humans tend to find a way of manipulating that to their own liking.
Yeah.
So I think sort of where we're going with this already is that, you know, the concept is exceptionally good, but it's reliant on people to use it properly.
Yeah, okay.
Because unfortunately, like all things, there are ways of breaking the rules. And of course, the other idea of ECDIS, if you will, one of the sort of other pillars of it is the idea that the chart is kept more up to date, it's more relevant, it's easier to use, it's uniform in its look. You know, in the old days.
Sorry.
In the old days, you know, paper charts did look a little bit different.
Yeah.
Did look a little different, and now you've got this ease of use as to how it looks. You get to decide how it looks. You can choose to see soundings, wrecks, rocks, obstructions. You can choose to see cables or pipelines. So you get to change how the chart looks to make it easier for you. And again, it's a beautiful idea. It's a wonderful concept that a well-disciplined, motivated crew will set this kit up to what they need to see.
Yeah, okay.
But of course, the flip side to everything in the transition is that if they don't really understand it, or haven't taken the time to work out what they want to see, they will of course be dropping their anchor on a cable because the cable's not showing on the charts because they chose to turn it off.
Yeah, okay.
And they're wondering why they've just lifted it out of the water. So there's a sort of wonderful piece of equipment as long as it's used properly. And I think that's the question that really is being addressed now.
Well, that's also, I mean, that's kind of my next question of where do you see the technology and where do you see ECDIS itself going?
It's no longer a replacement for a paper chart.
Okay.
So we started this chat by saying ECDIS was designed to replace a paper chart.
Yeah.
Something better and cleverer. That's not what it's being used for now. It's 2022. It is now becoming almost a command asset. You've now got on your chart other contacts of interest that you want to work with, the weather.
Yeah.
I was on board a yacht a couple of years ago that the ECDIS was integrated into the engine room management system. So you've got an offshore watch at sea known as a vibration of the port shaft through the navigation screen, which that's not what it was designed to do.
No.
But of course, the more technology is now included on the bridge, the original 3 sensors ECDIS had have now been replaced by over 20.
Oh, okay.
And it will keep getting more and more and more because the capability is getting more and more and more. And of course, the human wants more on that screen.
Yeah.
And if you've got the capacity to interrogate that and understand it, then it's a beautiful thing again. But we're now reminding ourselves that we're no longer just looking at a chart with navigation information on. We're now looking at the ship's CCTV camera. Systems. And it's sort of, so I think where's it going is it seems to be driven by the technology that's available, but no one's really had the question or discussed should we allow it to evolve this
should
way.
it be going that way?
And I don't think we can stop it anyway, to be honest with you. I think it's happening now. You've got people remoting into ECDIS from ashore. You've got positive control of shipping through ECDIS. On my ECDIS, I can see, or any ECDIS at sea, you can see not only every other vessel, but how close they are to other vessels. It's being used for investigations. It's a very powerful piece of equipment now. But again, I go back to it. It relies on a very powerful human to be able to interpret that level of data that's now presented to you. So it's more complicated, if you will, than chart, and it will only get more.
Yeah.
They're not going to dumb it down.
Yeah, no, fair point. No, okay. Well, Mark, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you guys found that useful as an introduction to ECDIS. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, our details, as always, will be at the end. Thank you.